So if you have Virgo placement, tap in. Virgo, the moon is in Gemini, so just in Gemini, it's at a 53. Virgo, oddly heavy emphasis on politics, a cooling down of energy. I feel like it'll be quite noticeable how, let's say something is de-escalated specifically, it'll be pretty noticeable how they de-escalate, or if they are de-escalating in the current energies, Virgo. So this is a carefree energy, Virgo, when it comes to, let's say, de-escalation to a certain degree, or I feel like it's not even going to get to that point specifically, let's say chaos, conflict, etc., right? You have the moon, Virgo, at a 16-12, so revelation of movement, spiritual. This could speak of hidden aspects, hidden gems, those hidden things specifically, Virgo, when you see eye to eye or face to face with a person. I feel like ultimately this could be like what a person's hiding from you, Virgo, to a certain degree. I feel like this has something to do with relationships, soulmate energy, someone you're dealing with, particularly. Excuse me, Virgo. Virgo, it's at a 12, revelation, seeing eye to eye in Pisces, the moon, 16-12. So seeing eye to eye with a person specifically, or the spiritual side and aspect of a person, or I feel like how the relationship is, or I feel like how the relationship is going more so with the soulmate energy. Clearly seeing eye to eye with the odd energy when it comes to relationship, soulmate energy, or something that's contractual, dealing with a person, right? This could also have something to do with a clear energy or clear way to the politics, the conflict, the hate, the third party energy. So communicating this specifically, a clear way to, I feel like it would be easy to argue. It would be easy to, be combative, to be conflicted. But I feel like more of an energy as to where, Virgo, it's going to de-escalate, or it's not going to be more so. Virgo, it's in Taurus, the communication, so communicating pleasures to a certain degree. I'm also getting something about not slick or not easy. It's like an energy as to where they can't be as slick as they once were, right? You know what I'm saying? So this has something to do with a clear way to, or heavy emphasis on clearly. Virgo, when it comes to a person, Venus at a 15-27, revelation of politics, conflict, hate, seeing eye to eye with the deception, the head portion, the attraction. I feel like someone's attracted to deceiving others or lying to others, or let's say conflict. I feel like conflict turns a person on. There was channel message of Virgo, or as far as demonstration goes, I believe on platform, the word gore. So heavy emphasis on gore, gory energy, gore. I feel like someone gets off to, it was like Virgo, similar to a person giving fellatio, but like blood was coming out of their mouth to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? Heavy emphasis, Virgo, on dealing with large bodies, categories, or groups, or I feel like dealing with people to a certain degree and not realizing that blood could be on money to a certain degree or specifically. So just being aware of that energy, or how you put something together more so, or person. This could be wicked identification when it comes to groups, persons, categories, outlets, specifically dealing with the public or people. So someone could feel like, they are influencing a category or group, but no, like there's blood on that money specifically, right? So just being aware of that energy, most importantly. So Virgo, gore. It can refer to several different things, including a type of fabric, a historical figure, a company, and even violent scenes. So I feel like this has something to do with, Virgo, those things that go on behind the scenes, more so. That violence that takes place when, Virgo, no one's around or no one's noticing, more so. You know what I'm saying? So heavy emphasis on gore, Virgo. Gory energy, so thick blood from a wound specifically. I feel like that could be significant in current energies, or the removal of, you know what I'm saying, that thick ass energy. You can cut it with a Ginsu knife to a certain degree, right? Let's see. An energy, or let's say tension that a person has, particularly, Virgo, something to that nature. Would you look at the time? So Virgo, you have Mars at a 1541, revelation of politics, conflict, hate, possessions, content, self-atonement, wicked identification when it comes to, let's say, Virgo, the disgrace in the situation. I feel like it's active. Something is yet active, Virgo, or I feel like something is actively working more so. You have Jupiter at a 2543, seeing eye to eye with the politics, the conflict. There could be possessions or self-atonement surrounding groups or categories or third-party energies. The riches, specifically, it's contractual. This could also be separate from you, so making things clear when it comes to a person, specifically the separation of, let's say, the relationship more so for a specific reason and purpose, or let's say for professional reasons more so. So Virgo, this could speak of Capricorn's energy as well, this soulmate energy, someone you're expanding with, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, or I feel like Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, and seeing eye to eye with the energy specifically surrounding this person, or what needs to be Virgo, compartmentalized more so, heavy emphasis on compartments, Virgo, and specific or certain energies for a certain reason or purpose. Virgo, you have a Saturn at a 2944, seeing eye to eye with the windows, the trauma, the possessions, specifically surrounding the teachings. So I feel like someone has been taught well, more so. Also, Virgo, I feel like something has been instilled in a person, specifically. It's in Pisces, so desire to know. I feel like if they do have a desire to know, it's kind of an energy as to where they probably don't have a desire to know. This is more of the teaching more so, or let's say watching energy, heavy emphasis on confinement or containment of a witch. Even, I feel like dark energy to a certain degree. Yes, the witch has been contained. Something to that nature. You have Uranus at a 2731, seeing eye to eye with the deception, the third party energy, the outlets, and wicked identification when it comes to those that are oppressed. It's in Taurus. So this could have something to do with Virgo pleasures to a certain degree, materials as well. I feel like this is more so the glitz and the glam of the situation, or, you know, what's more so presented, Virgo. Uranus, so this could speak of the heavens, right? So God's source, the source specifically, the divine. So Virgo, seeing eye to eye with the deception, or let's say wicked identification when it comes to the divine. I feel like heavy emphasis on something being quite real, or in the midst of, more so. The heavens, in the midst of the energy, or the exact specifically. Virgo, you have Neptune at a 139. Wicked identification again, third party energy or outlets or groups, and let's say windows to the head portion, or how they're thinking specifically, so we know exactly how you think. So before you even walk in, we know what's going on. Before you even present yourself or say what needs to be said, we know what's going on. So it's kind of an energy like, as sort, you're not fooling anyone but yourself, right? So Virgo, you have Pluto at a 345, 1 degree below, wicked identification yet again surrounding the return of this energy. So this could speak of someone broadly or broadcasting something to a certain degree, Virgo, surrounding third party outlets, the possessions, the contents, the disgrace. Even I feel like a person not broadcasting something or not saying something, Virgo, to a certain degree. There could be possessions or self-atonement when it comes to hate, conflict, or the politics surrounding a person's health, specifically the return of this energy yet again. So I feel like dealing with the engraving or underneath the surface or underlying issues to a certain degree. Virgo, you have Pluto, Chiron at 2512. A lot of demonstration as far as Pluto goes, Virgo. I was noticing as far as X, on X.com, Virgo, Pluto. They're like Pluto. Oh, I'm Pluto. I'm Pluto. Oh, so you're the exact. You're the exact reason as to, you know, why X, Y, and Z, or the proportion specifically. So Virgo, you have Chiron at a 2512, seeing eye to eye with the politics, the revelation of person's relationship. This is relationship focused or based, specifically the head portion. That's how they generally go about their day, thinking about a relationship, man, dude, focal point, wife, girlfriend, date, etc. You know what I'm saying, Virgo? So screenings of, I feel like these are people who cheat specifically. Virgo, you have a true note at a 25-3, seeing eye to eye with the politics, the conflict, the hate, the needing to cool down when it comes to energy, or let's say a leap of faith or foolish like energy surrounding this person having a desire to know in they're in a relationship, right? Third party outlets could be to blame. Virgo, you have a true Lilith at a 2838, seeing eye to eye with the intellect, the properties, the practicality, the third party energy, the outlets specifically in the intellect surrounding these outlets or these groups. So what are they conversating about? It's in Scorpio, the return of this energy. This is sexual. They're on there for sexual reasons or purposes. They're doing this solely for sexual reason or purpose. Heavy emphasis on self-discipline when it comes to energies, or I feel like that's something that, you know, that has been taught or that's known, right? It's some information that they know. So Virgo, you have a moon phase, a waning moon at a 3776. Third party energy outlets, proper preparation, deception, even guarded like energy, expectancy, more so surrounding moving on to calmer waters. So Virgo, this has everything to do with, oh, you're going to receive exactly what you asked for type of energy. Virgo, let's see here. Whose birthday is today? Did I say whose birthday was yesterday? I don't know. Yesterday. Oh wow. So today is Notorious VIG's birthday. Happy birthday to Biggie. Biggie Smalls. Jeffrey Dahmer, Virgo birthday is today. Isn't he like some type of person who kills gay people or something like that? Brianna Banks. Noel Fielding. And those are the names that I'm familiar with, Virgo, as far as whose birthday is today. Let's pull some cards specifically and see the current energies, right? Honor, Virgo. Overload. There could be overload to a certain degree. Honorary. The honor when it comes to a person very honored. Heavy emphasis on as far as it goes, Virgo. So the pursuit of honor has led to inflated stories and distorted truths. You place your worth in others' hands. Someone's place, specifically someone's house, Virgo. Another channel message was kind of unsure. This has something to do with a person in their home, specifically their house, right? You place your worth in others' hands, allowing reputation to overshadow authenticity. So, their home. I feel like this is someone who, they might not have a home. Who do they live with? You know, I feel like there's like so many people as far as the exact, right? You know, all of this going on. It's like, who do you live with? What do you drive? How do you get from point A to point B? But there's so much talk about nonsense. Type of energy. The number 13 could be significant to you. So this has something to do with championships, Virgo, to a certain degree, right? Revelation of, more so, someone's winning. Third party outlets, specifically. I feel like this has something to do with seeing eye to eye with judgment surrounding third party energy, or those that are pressed. They're honestly pressed, Virgo. And when you see them face to face, they don't act like, but it's like an energy as short when they're behind closed doors. Then, they let out their true emotion of how they're feeling about the situation. These people are honestly pressed about you, Virgo. This is why X, Y, and Z is occurring, specifically the formula as far as, it's not odd. It could seem quite odd, Virgo, with the moon in Gemini at a 53. The politics, the conflict, the hate surrounding third-party energies. It's a third party. You have a third party to your one party. So they have a party, and then they have another party going on, and then another party. It's like, okay, all of these fucking parties, right, to a certain degree. Let's see. all of these parties, and you have inability. All of these parties, and you have inability. I'm not even about to get into it because it's a whole ordeal. But I feel like this could resonate with most. But I'm not even going to give this person any fucking shine. Virgo, to a certain degree. You have the King of Hearts. So heavy emphasis on comfortability with pleasures. This could speak of too comfortable with pleasures to a certain degree. You know, person constantly pleasuring themselves, you know, as far as, this could speak of intake to a certain degree. Oh no, you're taking all of these dicks, right? As far as it goes. Oh no. No. We're going to have to identify, wickedly identify, right, Virgo? Something to that nature. The King of Hearts. This could speak of health, Virgo, King of Hearts. King of Pentacles is like health aspect to a certain degree. As far as reaching out, grapevine specifically, right? Heavy emphasis, we're going olives. Olives could be significant. Olive oil, particularly. I feel like good health choice. Let's see. Excuse me. So, Virgo, heavy emphasis on moving too fast in current energies. This could also speak of a Cancerian's energy, how a person chooses to travel. Did I mention that? Because that was the whole thing. I'm not going to give this person any shine, but Virgo, heavy on the way a person travels. It's kind of like, well, what do you drive? You know, you could ask a person specifically, what do you drive? You know, are you driving? But you're talking shit to, you know, you haven't humbled yourself particularly. That's the whole thing. As far as it goes, the embarrassment of that energy, or not coming to terms specifically, or living in delusion or a state of delusion to a certain degree. Heavy emphasis on Virgo, if a person needs a ride, I'd say make them find their own fucking ride. You know what I'm saying? So this has something to do with a person being contractually delusional. So you're still fucking delusional. This is like a person who hasn't been popped. You know, they haven't been disciplined to a certain degree. This could speak of children, you know, disciplining for a specific reason and purpose. You're just allowing things to continue on as far as the festering of it, you know, more so. The Three of Pentacles. So, laminations, Virgo. This has everything to do with how a person lives. Their home, specifically. Laminations, Three of Pentacles energy. Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. They're living in a fast life. Too fast. Most importantly, a need to slow down or go independent or solo. Doing something solely, more so. Heavy emphasis on an engineer, solo to a certain degree, you know, Virgo, because that monster, as far as, you know, the traction, as far as, you know, Virgo, I don't know you personally, you may be a person of influence, someone, you know, as far as, you know what I'm saying, you may bring a crowd to a certain degree, you know what I'm saying? So heavy emphasis on going solo, Virgo, keeping things or cooling down when it comes to energy. I feel like things could just, you know, get all over the place to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? So this could speak of your team, Virgo, as well. Those that are with you mentally, more so. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. The Empress card. So this is a person who hasn't moved much. They haven't moved much. You know, they're very disciplined when it comes to the energy now, more so. This has everything to do with how a person is, Virgo, more so angry. An angry individual. The mental force in Aries, Venus at a 1527, revelation of politics, hate, conflict, and seeing eye to eye with the deception, specifically, or Aquarius's energy, proper preparation when it comes to the head portion, or let's say how a person chooses to go about their day. Proper preparation, eliminations. So homes, Virgo. You know, as the high priestess, the homes, specifically when it comes to these people, these individuals, I feel like could be easy kill when it comes to conversation or battle. Are you dealing with a person who is trying to disrespect you or harm you to a certain degree or deceive you? Heavy emphasis on conversating about their home. You know, your home specifically, right? You know, do you have shelter? Is that your home? Are you paying bills? Are you paying rent? You know what I'm saying? So you have the Page of Cups here, Virgo. So a gesture made more so from this person. And Aries, for many of you, this could speak of a father figure. They're making you a gesture. I feel like this is an energy or person who wants you specifically. So a gesture made more so. These are people who are on your team. Your team, you know, Virgo, is making you or trying to make you feel comfortable with X, Y, and Z, or the formula as far as. So the controlled standpoint, the attraction, Aries energy, the head portion, they love the way you think. I feel like this has something to do with general medicine, even a doctor, a gesture towards more so. How are you feeling? Type of energy. I feel like this is an exact question, or let's say an easy question. Is it a hard question to ask a person how they're feeling? I feel like more so on the receiving end, they could take it as, you know, or, you know, expressing themselves to be a very hard question more so. Neptune, the engraving, wicked identification surrounding third-party energy outlets, those that are pressed in windows to the head portion. So face-to-face, they're pressed. Face-to-face, they're pressed with you, but behind closed doors or inside the their own homes specifically, they have X, Y, and Z to say. Hierophant's card, Taurus's energy, the commitment, specifically the marriage, the banks, Taurus's energy, pleasures, earthly pleasures, the commitment to more so. So Virgo, this person is laser focused on you. Virgo, I also get I'm going to say this: judgment and then head portion. Judgment and then head portion. So I feel like this has something to do with wicked identification of how a person thinks specifically. Lover's card, Gemini energy, contractual, the internet. They get their way of thinking from the internet. Didn't I mention that? Something to that nature, Virgo, I believe in the beginning of this reading. Gemini's energy, contractual. That's how they get their way of thinking, from the internet. Empress's card. Empress's energy, universal knowledge, universally, Virgo, medicines, a mother. So this is how they get their way of thinking, from their mother specifically, or I feel like this has something to do with the teamwork throughout, father figure, mother figure, or let's say, Virgo, this is you, right? Their separation of the energy. I feel like this person is separating the energy or making this gesture for conspiracy purposes. These are people who constantly want to conspire against you more so. You could be dealing with engineer as well. I feel like gesture made or comfortability as far as the commitment more so. I feel like bank, right? So Virgo, this could also speak of perseverance, to karma, wheel of fortune, Cancerian's energy. You're dealing with a Cancer, heavy emphasis on a person and their mother, or let's say a vehicle. What do they drive specifically? Just ask them, well, what do you drive? You know, type of energy. You have so much mouth. You've talked so much shit to me. What do you drive? You know, not necessarily what you drive, right? It doesn't matter what you drive, as long as you the fuck drive, right? So it's more of an energy as to where, oh, well, we didn't know this, or, you know, we didn't have much to say until we found out that you drove, type of energy. Like, this could be someone who's into carpooling. Motherfuckers who's into carpooling, you know, as far as it goes, we're going, you know, they don't have transportation. It's like, oh, we didn't know. Oh, we didn't fuck with you until we found out what you was driving, type of energy. Oh, we had X, Y, and Z to say, but, you know, as far as, it doesn't matter what a person drives as long as they have an ability to get to point A to point B, right? These are people who don't even have that fucking ability. So, you know, they're talking shit as far as the head portion. This is what's in their fucking mind. But hey, how did you get to point A to point B? How did you get there? How did you transform there? How did you travel there? Type of energy. Did you get help getting to that place? Did you require help getting to a specific place? Did they have to help you carry your fucking bag specifically? You know what I'm saying? Type of energy. So it's more of generosity. Contractual energy. The separation of, more so, the head portion, how a person thinks. That shouldn't even be some shit that you're thinking about. As far as X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying, Virgo? But you received help. You received help. You were helped. So why are you thinking that way? If you received help from a person, that's craziness. You need to be smacked in your fucking mouth. Four of Wands. Rectification. Ass. So you writing checks that your ass can't even fuck cash, type of energy? Or could you? For many of you, this is rectification of a relationship with a person. So they're going to say something to you, Virgo. They're going to pull up on you. I feel like these are people who just, they have to say something to you. Excuse me, Virgo. They have to say something to you to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? They have to address you. They have to say something to you because I feel like you're on point. Or you know what the exact is when it comes to this person, right? So head portions. Venus, Neptune, Chiron. Oh, they've already prepared what they're going to say. So you're just getting a broadcast, you know, they're just going. Type of energy. They're just going on and on and on. Won't shut the fuck up. Won't stop doing dirt. But you got all it. So I'm going to tell you exactly what a motherfucker do, Virgo. They go and smoke, they blunt, they weed. Think about some demonic shit. You know, blow off some steam. Go scroll on Instagram. See their competition as far as the conflict, the competition, you know, etc. The hate. Winning at all costs, right? Then they have all of this shit to say to you as far as the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, right? You know, their comfortability as far as they want to tell you how they're uncomfortable. You know, how they feel specifically about a certain situation and not necessarily receiving how you feel more so. But they want to constantly broadcast or go off or go, you know, this mouth particularly. They just have so much to say without receiving, you know what I'm saying? So a broadcaster person, you know, that's just bottom mouth. You can't tell them shit until you run in it more so, you know what I'm saying? So head portions, the screening, this is how they've prepared specifically. A motor mouth, right? That was decent. Let's see, all things will work out. Tears. When I think about you, I cry. So Virgo, crying when it comes to person, emotion. But as far as, you know, they went X, Y, and Z, there were no tears or, You know, they didn't think specifically about, hey, repercussions, you know, the longevity of the situation. They didn't think about particularly. You know, they were so focused on, let's say, pulling up and stunting on the Virgo. You know, oh, we got something to say type of energy. You know, Virgo, this is what I'm getting. I'm going to leave your read here. It's in Gemini. We're going to get to the nitty gritty. We're going to get, you know, to that slutty occasion or event that took place or transpired. It's definitely a slutty occasion or event, or there could be desire to know more so of this soulmate energy. I feel like, Virgo, someone wants to know if you're down. That's what I'm seeing in current energies. Virgo, this is what I'm getting. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and Virgo, I do hope this serves you well. Take care.